trivial things. Trivial things. I think, of course, the discussion going about, for example, let me tell you, not trivial at this point, but for example, when you look at things like the, of course, the Hellenite issue and stuff like that. Just hear me out, eh? you, Rick, has raised that. Period. Raised that. Bring up issues to John. Raised that. Say it's nothing illegal. All kinds of stuff. Issues dealing with tourism and Eurogap and all those things there. People choose to, and even the CSME, people choose to gloss over that and go back to issues where we have vented our.
All right, let me answer that quickly.
Now,
no, before you go, hold it, please. I'll let you speak.
Yes, you better do.
Caller, I better do.
Yeah.
Caller, you think the Hellenites issue is a trivial thing, right?
Hello? No. Here, what? No.
All right, okay.
That.
Well,
I said since you spoke, the whole country spoke about it over and over.
Okay, now hold it.
You make your
hold it, caller, please.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So since I have made my point on it, we should forget about it.
No, Rick.
Well, I'm not understanding you.
The point was already made to that, right?
What point was made?
Okay. I talk about the Helen issue, but not Helen issue. Helenite issue not the only thing.
No, but
you have raised. Hear me out, man. You have raised that, right? Make strong point. I have raised it. Many persons have raised it. People go to meet. Okay, I can raise other issues apart from the Helenite issue. I just raised that as a point to bring to you. But there are issues containing issues. For example, the CSME, of course, the Eurogap, which people must have not heard yet, and some politicians made points on. That should brought home on the media instead of issues dealing with some trivial and mundane things. I know in America a lot of nonsense, people speak nonsense, but then again, the media choose the issues. For example, little lines people said they looked at it. If, for example, let's go back. Something just come to mind. The issue with Rav Gonzalez saying it's St. Lucia business is his business. I think people just look at that and they just straight up. I think if we had two great media people sit down and discuss that, what it really means, what is the implication for us, I sure we'll be able to see that we'll see SME and all of that there. It may be well intended, or maybe that may be the
okay, I won't go into that one.
So that's the point.
Yeah,
the point.
You wanted to ask Mr. Hunt something else?
Yeah, this very question. Yes, Mr. Hunt.
Yes.
the emerging powers like the Brazilian and the Chinese in Africa seems to be looking to that area for development. With Cuba, who might anytime soon open up their market, and I see the movement of tourism, of course, will be heading that direction. How do we, as a little island, or in conjunction with the other members of the Caribbean community, able to capture that market? What could we do to capture that market? Because right now, I think China is an emerging power. They are heading all through Africa. The Brazilians are doing the same thing. We are left in the middle. The United States is going Asia now with the Iraqis and those countries around there, and even for Russia. We are left in the cold. What should we do to able to enhance our development when we are sort of in the middle and those two big economic blocks of what are going their own separate ways?
Thank you, Gaurav.
Well, I take it that you're referring to tourism. My view is that we get tourists from various parts of the world. I don't see us not being able to continue to attract tourists. On matters that relate to other aspects of our development, where we need to attract foreign and direct investment is another matter. We have done very well with tourism. Tourism-related projects, as to some of the others in other aspects of manufacturing and so on. I don't know that, apart from the local thing that we're doing for export within our region, I don't know that we can compete.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Yeah, good evening,
right.
Rick, and good evening, Mr. Hunt.
Good evening.
Yeah, one of the things I want to just allude to is the information given by the PM about actually the report from the IMF and the World Bank that St. Lucia is rated #1 in the region for doing business.
Not number one,
not
27.
I beg your pardon?
Not number one, 27.
No, in the region for the OECS. And
Okay.
says number one.
Yeah.
Being so liberal to do business. But I want one thing that the PM and the governor actually per se needs to do is to try and educate people a little bit more about that report. That report does not transcend to business being in St. Lucia. It's just saying that they have liberalized the paperwork, the
bureaucracy.
The bureaucracy
Yeah.
to get into St. Lucia, but that does not transcend to business being in St. Lucia. After all, look at the other islands for Barbados, who is next door. The investment they have as of this year, 2006, St. Lucia is not even half the amount they have received for this year. So please, let us get this thing clear. I try to call the PM on the other stations to get that clear. That's one. Now, I'm glad to hear that Mr. Hunt made a point that if he was in a position as PM, the situation with Earl Huntley, he would have dismissed him and so on. These are some of the actions, be it UWP, be it labor. These are some of the things we need people to do. I have seen places where many